Now, the introduction of a new scoring system with a 40-metre arc. It's intriguing, Eamonn. What's on the line with this one?
Yeah, this is an exciting one, Damien. It's one of the things that came through big time in the surveys, that people love long-range shooting, long-range scores. We see with the new 40-metre arc, obviously a shot from outside that is now going to be worth 2 points. We can see the referee signalling there with 2 hands above his head, and a red flag will be waved after the referee signals that it is a 2 point. These great examples from last year's championship, David Garland from Monaghan there, well outside the 2 point arc. Similarly here, Diarmuid Murtagh, all these examples are outside the arc, and we can see even the bit of keep it real inside around the goalkeeper as well. We saw a bit of that in the Sandbox games. Another outstanding score there from Paul Mannion, the All-Ireland final in 2023. This one from Niall Morgan, you'd nearly be arguing should it be counting for 3 points. It was so far out, but again, a free kick from that distance, obviously outside the arc, is going to count for 2 points. So, we think it's going to be exciting. There's a lot involved in it. There's obviously the score. We're thinking that, again, the coexisting, the part where with the 3-up rule, if you're defending with 11 players, you have to push out and defend those spaces now. If there's shooters outside, leaves a bit of space inside. Thing that we saw, possibly an unintended consequence in the Sandbox games, a positive one, was when the shots drop short, there's contests inside around the goalkeeper in the traditional style, full forward, competing with the goalkeeper, and goal scoring opportunities came from that. So there's a lot involved in it. It seems a simple enough enhancement, but the kind of action of it in those games has been very positive, and we're excited about it.
It's a lovely nod to our tradition of Gaelic football, but in practice, what have you seen in the Sandbox games, Eamonn? Are players of undoubted quality, adept at this skill? It's 40 metres. We haven't seen a whole lot of it in recent inter-county fare.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. In the earlier Sandbox games, it was funny. Actually, players were inside the arc and they were bringing the ball outside the arc to have a cut at it. They were so anxious to, I'd say to their teammates within the club that they were the fella to get the first 2-pointer. But as the games have gone on, there hasn't been that many from outside. I think in the game we had last weekend, we possibly had 3 in the course of a game. But if you get 2 of them, one of the teams got 2, that's 4 points. So it can make a considerable difference in the scoreboard, obviously. And I think, look, the quality of the players that we have now, that at inter-county level in particular, this is a thing that will be developed. You'll have those shooters in the pocket and they'll be out there waiting for the opportunity. And if they're not picked up and if they're not being marked, they'll kick it over the bar for fun. So it's just on that range that it would tempt you into a shot.
Yeah, and 2 of those is 4 points, as you say. Also, as 4 points is 1 goal under the new proposed FRC adjustments. Explain the thinking there. Is it just to maybe to put more worth on that goal and create more excitement to try and engineer those chances?
It is, obviously. You still have your 1-pointers from inside the arc and inside the 20-metre line. The fact that there was a 2-point score, we felt that a goal then at 3 probably wasn't reflecting its value. If you were to go with the same model and double it, you'd be up to 6 points. And even at 5 points, we felt that probably wouldn't be something that would be too palatable to people within the GAA. Even moving to 4 points is probably a bit of a departure. But at the same time, again, it speaks to that excitement piece, and goals are always big scores in games. We probably haven't been seeing enough of them, but a 4-pointer now in particular is going to count for a lot.
A couple of things I want to throw at you, Eamonn, but first of all, teams are going to have to push out to defend now, aren't they? And that's going to bring intrigue as well.
It is, absolutely. And like I said, if the 3-up rule comes in with that, you've 11 back defending in a lot of cases, and then if you're having to push out and defend those kind of dead areas maybe that weren't defended in the recent past, it creates space inside, and it should create more of those one-on-one contests, more scoring, more great defending as well. And, we're creating these one-on-one contests, we're hoping. And obviously it's great to see the forwards doing well, but we want to go back to the days as well where we saw brilliant, one-on-one marking, great defending, which has probably gone out of the game as an art.
I think the point's been made, Eamonn, that this will be self-policing as well in terms of, players knowing when to step on the line and not. Also, the markings of a pitch and bringing this down to club level, I suppose we have to be conscious of that as well. Will this be a difficult, especially if you're a dual club that plays hurling and football and different markings on the pitch?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think in the dual club situation, there's going to be a new arc outside the traditional D. The traditional D will remain. It's needed for the penalty in hurling. But I don't see it as a big impediment on a hurling pitch. There will be a new halfway line. Fellas can knock the 65s over it. They're dead ease now in hurling, so maybe the hurling committee might bring the 65s to the halfway line. Who knows? But I don't see it as being an obstacle within a dual club. Any dual club, my own clubs in Finuig, Lixna, there's always massive cooperation between the clubs, and I'd see it similar all the way down the line.
You know, in tandem with all proposals that the FRC are putting out is also the discipline aspect as well, Eamon. And if you're a point down in an All-Ireland final and you get a 50-metre advancement for some other infraction, you suddenly arrive up in the 40-metre arc, a chance to win an All-Ireland with a 2-point kick. That's a dramatic ending to any game. Is it a contentious ending?
I don't think so, Damien. Look, I think what we'll see in time, especially by the time you get to an All-Ireland final, those 50-metre infractions won't exist because the penalty is too much, and you know, maybe early in the league we'll see a few of them, and you can be sure the following Tuesday night in the video session it'll be pointed out that, lads, this has to stop. It's too penal anymore. It's not allowing us to get back into shape because it's being brought up so much further. But I think the exciting aspect of it is that if free is brought forward the 50 metres into the arc and it becomes a 1-point kick, well, the player can take that as a 1-point kick. But if the player elects, they can go back outside the D at the point where the 50-metre advancement traversed it, and they can have a go at the 2-pointer if they need 2 points to draw the game or win the game. It's up to the kicker to bring it back out and have a go. And I think, again, that'll be exciting. But I think if you're the kicker and you elect to bring it back out, you better get it.
We'll leave it on that.